We are going to be talking about how you can make more sales right now by finding your ideal clients. And I have been running up and down the stairs because I was so excited about coming here with you today. I wanted to have my little show up mug to be able to cheers you, and I couldn't find it, but I found it. And I'm so grateful to be here with you. I would love to know where you're watching from. Drop a note in the chat and let me know. We have 5 very clear steps to help you to be able to find your ideal clients right now today. So let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from. I'm going to do a little bit of like a little magic behind the scenes while we're here. So while you're jumping in, if you're watching this in the replay, know that I'm coming back. Know that I'm going to be here right for you. I'm going to come back in the future and connect with you in the chat below. So please let me know that you're here. And what I would love to do is also sprinkle this amongst our community. So let me know in the chat also if you can hear me. I am using a fancy new microphone stand. Do you see this mic right here? My husband actually bedazzled this microphone for me for my birthday several years ago, and I've been using it. It's a Shure 55. It is very fancy. I'm going to show you. Oh, look at how cute. Hello. So I've been using this for like the past year or so, but I didn't actually have it on a stand where I could make it viewable. But do you see it? Is it so cute? Do you love it? It's so sparkly. And I bought an actual like arm, like a real professional person who does real videos. So I'm going to hide it a little. No, I can't get it down. Hello, go down lower. Okay. Isn't it so cute though? Huh, it's so fancy. It's so fancy and fun. I know, right? It's like, it matches my pants. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm so glad that you're here. Also, I see some of you that I love so much who know the power of the banana phone. So what I would love to know is this your first time being with us here? If this is your first time, whoa, the video looks so pixelated right now. I don't know what is happening there. But if this is your first time here, just say first time in the chat, and I'll make sure we get you all caught up. I talk kind of fast. I got lots to cover today. We got lots to do. You're going to be able to use these strategies to make more sales like immediately. I mean, literally within a day or so, you could use these strategies to make sales. So it's going to be awesome. I am also stoked to be able to update our forwarding link behind the scenes so that everybody can actually find us, which is great. Okay, and if you've been here before, say welcome back. Kirsten, are you saying, oh my gosh, Kirsten, good to see you. Kirsten Sparkles, this looks like a mic that you need. It's handmade by my actual husband. He kept saying that whole year. He was like, not that whole year, but maybe the whole month. Every time he'd see me in the morning, he'd say, oh, I love what you're wearing. It's going to match what I'm getting you for your birthday again and again and again. And then this is what I ended up opening. It was so awesome. So welcome back. So good. We got the banana phone ready. All right. So as I dive into these tips today, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a giveaway, and let's give away. I have shorts on. Maybe I would hide. I have shorts and fun tennis shoes. Okay. We're going to give away a copy of our children's book, Finding My Awesome. And the way that you can enter to win this is by sharing a nugget in the chat below. So as I go through the strategies today, like I said, we have 5 steps that will help you to be able to find your ideal client today, like right now, for free, which we haven't talked about yet either. You do not need ads to make this work. It's totally organic. It's 5 Ps. We're using acronyms today too, and they are real good. I'm so glad that you're here live. Awesome. And so then here's what I want you to do. Just drop a hashtag nugget in the chat and then share what it is that is the aha that you've heard. Maybe it's something that you've heard before, but you're hearing it in a slightly different way, because guess what? You're a new person today. You're a different person than you were yesterday, right? We are always turning into an even better version of ourselves. And so as you hear things in a new way today, it may be like, oh my gosh, this is the day that I'm actually going to go do it, or I finally get it. So as you hear those ahas, those nuggets, put them in the chat. And then also, I want to let you know that'll enter you to win. And then also, I'm so glad, Christy, welcome for the first time. So good to see you. I've seen some other ways that we've met. I like it. I'm glad that you're here. I'm going to show you one more thing, which is, this is really cool. Now, in order for this to work, you have to be watching on our business page. This is whether you're watching us live or you're watching in the replay. This part only works on Facebook automatically. I can come back and get it to you manually in person, or sorry, on other platforms as a human being. But if you're watching on our Facebook business page, watch what happens. When you drop the word, all one word, in the chat, ready? Remind me, all one word. What's going to happen is you'll actually get a message from our little messenger bot. Her name's Molly Bot. And this is a little extra bonus tip for those of you that haven't seen this before. It's a great way to be able to continue to connect with the people that show up and watch your videos. When you drop the word remind me, you get sent a message. That message will say, hey, do you want to get reminders? Do you want access to the show notes? It'll ask you a few questions. You click the little button and then you'll get access to the show notes and the reminders. Now, just being super, super clear, the reminders will happen via Messenger when you click this. You can also get reminders via email or via text message. And the show notes, we'll have those done within about a week or so. Those will all be released inside our private Facebook group. So if you're not in our group, you want to make sure that you get in there. It's super fun. We've got all sorts of tips and jokes and all kinds of stuff happening in there, cheering each other on, celebrations. It's just the best group of weirdos that I know. So I'm so grateful for it. So go ahead and type remind me below. And then finally, if you are finding value already, you're loving the little nuggets so far, and you know that there's even more nuggets to come, then go ahead and sprinkle this amongst your community. So the Book of Faces doesn't like us to use the word SHARE because it thinks that we're like, tricking into spreading the word. I don't know why, but if you sprinkle this amongst your community, then they will thank you. They'll be like, oh my gosh, this is the best gift ever. So go ahead and do that. All right. We are going to dive into these 5 strategies today. Now, I want to tell you that some of them, it's 5 steps. Some of them are like 2-parters. So you're really going to love them. I've got lots of examples. I'm going to do some screen sharing and show you how you can actually do this in real time. Before we move into the 5 steps, I want to make sure of one thing. I want to make sure that you actually know how awesome you are. So if you know that you're awesome, yesterday I said to Charlie, my youngest, I said, do you know you have an awesome brother? And he said, yep. I said, do you know you have an awesome dad? And he said, yep. And then I said, do you know you have an awesome mom? And he said, yep. And then I said, did you know that you're awesome? And he said, Mom, I know that one most of all. It was like, my work is done. So I want you to know how awesome you are. And I really want to remind you that as we're moving forward into finding our ideal clients, I'm going to show you where to find them so that you can start the conversations, move towards making a bigger impact. And the way that you make a bigger impact is by making actual sales, right? So this is about how we can actually bring in more sales. Before we do that, I want to make sure that you are grounded in the idea that the content that we're sharing here works in conjunction with conversations. So there's 2 pieces that are really instrumental in all of our sales strategies, whether we are using ads or whether we are, whether I'm speaking at an event on stage. There's 2 key pieces. One is consistent conversations, which we're going to talk about today. The other, which we're not going to dive into today, is consistent content. And it doesn't mean that you have to be living on your phone, creating content again and again and again, writing all this new stuff, all of this. Eventually, you can repurpose the content and it can be scheduled to go out automatically. As you're first starting to build what we call the social selling circle, I gave myself all of those S's, social selling circle. As we start to build this out, what you'll see is that you'll start conversations with people, but if you have no digital footprint at all, if you have no content going out into the world, they have no way of, like, for lack of a better term, vetting you. They have no way to know that they can trust you, because if they go look at your personal profile or at your business page and it's completely empty, or you haven't posted since 2016, it's going to be like, is this real? Is this really someone that I can connect with? So keep in mind, we're not going to talk about the content piece today, but if you want more information about the way that you can create more content, I have a couple things that you can do to get that. One thing is, which is really cool, I actually just made this brand new link, and I'm going to put this in the chat. I'm going to put it on the screen also. It is a little video that you can go watch. And I know some of you have seen this before because I see you here today. This is a little video that you can go watch. And this video, which I put in the chat, will give you more information about how we can help you to actually turn all of this into sales and the content piece and all of that. So I'm putting it in the chat. Ready? Right there. Okay, I'm going to put it on the screen too. So it's just molly.live/more sales. And when you go there, you'll see you have to opt in because this is a business. And while you're watching this one for free out here, some of our things are so valuable that you have to actually opt in for them. This one is going to be real good too. You're going to go to that page, go to molly.live/more sales, fill it out. There's a quick little video, and then there's an application. So if you fill out that application, someone from my team, maybe even the amazing Michelle Schaefer, who's here in the chat with awesome nuggets, more sales, more impact, Michelle or I or Tim or Nancy or somebody, Kendra will reach out to you and give you more information about ways that we can support you. We have so many ways that we can support you, everything ranging from free to $1 bajillion. So we'll reach out and let you know how we can support you into putting this all into action, because the information that I'm sharing today will only work if it's coupled with implementation. So if you know that you're actually going to put something into action today, drop the word action in the chat, and I'm going to give you a full action plan. All right. I am so stoked. Okay. And I'll bring this back up on the screen as we go through in case you didn't grab it. You can just drop the word sales in the chat too if you know that you want more support in that. Okay. Are you ready for the first P? I'm really excited. I haven't done a live video in a while, and I used to do them every single week. I'm stoked. Okay. So the first P, are you ready for it? I've been teaching at a high school. Do you know this? I've been teaching at a high school, and I've been using like a whiteboard, and I used to be embarrassed about how bad my handwriting is, but I decided, you know what? I'm just going to write things down for reals today. So I'm going to write out the first P. Are you ready for it? The first P. My spelling is atrocious. It's an authenticity indicator, as my friend Rachel Miller says. Okay. The first P is, can you guess what it is? People. So we already talked about this fact that if you want to make sales, obviously you need to know what it is that you're offering. Maybe that's like actually not quite as important, but you need to have a product that you're going to sell or some sort of expertise that you're going to be offering as a service. And we need to know who we're going to sell it to. So there's actually two people that we're going to address first in this in order to be able to find them. And you may not, may not be aware of how important these two people are. And some of these strategies that I'm sharing today, you're going to be like, obviously. And when you start to have the attitude that's like, I've heard that before, that's when you're going to miss the really gold nuggets. So stay on the edge of your seat, because the final one that I'm going to give you today is possibly the most important of all. Okay. So the people that we're going to look at here, it's not just your ideal clients. The two people that we're looking at, I'm going to give you both of them. Okay. I'm going to write them both on here. The first one is, can you guess it? I'm writing them both on here just to give it to you right away. Okay. I never write things. That's forcing me to slow down. Okay. The people are you. You are the first person that we're going to focus on. And if you don't take time to focus on who you are as a human and know the things that make you uniquely awesome, you're going to have a hard time actually connecting with your ideal clients. The second one is your perfect client. And so what we like to look at when we're looking for perfect clients, we're not only looking at like who's experiencing the pain point that I know I could solve, we're looking at the full human being. And so we have some exercises that we do with our clients to identify this. And I'm just going to go through the like framework that we look at when we're really figuring out who that person is, which is going to help us with the other 4 Ps that we're going to dive into today. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to actually give them a real name. Now, a lot of people will teach that we want to create an avatar. I personally don't like to do that because I like to talk to real human beings. And I like to use my friend Jenna calls it the yellow car. It's kind of like the purple cow thing, right? So if I say, don't think of a purple cow, my kids are always like, Mom, I'm thinking of a purple cow, right? We want to put it so that you think of that person. You think of that person and then you start to see them more often. But if you don't know who that person is, it's going to be really hard to spot them. And so what we do is we identify their real name. So in the chat, let's use this like a little workshop today. In the chat, I want you to write the first name of someone that you would love to connect with. And today, if you stick with me, you're going to see exactly where to find them. I'm going to give you action steps for you to go find those people right now. Okay. So in the chat, put the first name of the person that you'd love to connect with, that you would love to sell something to. And if you're not sure what it is that you're selling, if you need help like identifying what that offer, that really juicy offer, know that you can, go watch this little video and I'll help you figure that out too. Go just fill out the application that you'll see on this little page here. But I think most of you here have some sort of idea of what it is that you're selling, right? So you can drop that in the chat as well. What would you love to sell them? So I'll say my perfect person is, we've been using one specific perfect person. Now I'm just going to use her name. So we've been using a perfect person that's identified as one of our glam members, Amy. Amy, I think I've told you this before. Okay, so Amy's going to be the perfect person that I talk about today. And the product that I want to sell, the service that I would love to sell to her is our glam program. Now that may change as I go through the exercises today. I may have other offers that I end up presenting to these people, but if I start with one offer in mind, then at least it gives me a way to kind of sift through the noise. Because honestly, there's a bajillion people online, there's a bajillion people in real life. And if we don't sift it down a little bit, we're just going to get overwhelmed and not move forward, right? Okay, so that person's name, I love it. I love it. Okay, so Tamar, I love you, girl. People who need confidence to say no. Oh, you said Molly. I got you. Hey, I've been getting really good at saying no, by the way. Okay. Okay, yeah, so just be careful of saying things like people who need confidence to say no. We want to say the real, like the person's actual name, which Tamar did earlier. So we're good. Okay, perfect. Then Elizabeth can vouch. Liz, did I say no to like 3 things this morning? I did. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. Then you're going to make a list, and we're not going to take lots of time on this today, so you can just write some notes down on the side. You're going to make a list of their personal attributes. So remove yourself from knowing what they do in their business or their career. Write down their personal attributes. So this is going to be like, are they their age, their relationship status, where they live. It could be like, how are they showing up physically? What do they love to do? Different things like that. Okay, so literally write those things down about that person. Okay, personal attributes. Next, you're going to write down their professional attributes. So this is, do they have a business? Are they in a career? What are they doing professionally? If they are retired, write that down. If they are working the most important job of all is like a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, write that down. What's their thing that's like their professional pursuit? Okay, details about that. Then we're going to move into what are their aspirational goals. So what is it that they want out of their life? What are the things that they want? And the cool thing is, with the strategies that I'm going to show you later today, like in just a couple minutes, you're going to find out where you can find these answers. A lot of people come to this and they're like, I have no clue what I would even write on this. So there's 2 ways that you can do this. The first is you can stalk people online. So like people write a lot of things online. You can just go look at them, whatever they're writing online. Okay. The second thing is talk to people. You can ask people. And I'm going to give you some really cool strategies for asking these questions en masse, where it doesn't feel like you're being like, interrogating someone. Okay. So, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So that's the aspirational goals. And that doesn't have to be only about their business. It's actually really valuable if it's about their life as well. And I'm going to give you such a cool example in just a second that you're going to go, oh my gosh, that hit me right to the soul. Okay, so aspirational goals. Then you're going to write the pain points. So these are the things that are stopping them from getting to their aspirational goals. So what do you see people struggling with? And this is something that I see in sales conversations. People miss this a lot because they're approaching the sales conversation from a place of already knowing what someone needs. And on our Glam call, Glam is our top level VIP coaching mastermind. On our call on Tuesday, one of our members had just through Messenger brought in a $17,000 sale. It was so awesome. And she said, I'm going to have my best month and I'm hitting all these awesome goals. And I can see now that between now and the end of the year, I totally can use this because I have like 5 people that I could reach out to and make a similar offer to. And I already know what they need, is what she said. And I was like, First of all, can we please celebrate your 17K sale and Messenger? You can all cheer her on too. I'm not saying her name because that was her private information to share, but you could be like, yeah, go, go. And if you're here, congratulations. It was so cool. And what I said several times, I was like, I know that you know what they need because you've had a conversation about this in the past, but we want to get them to admit and talk about what they're currently struggling with, because it could have changed. And who are we to assume these things about people, right? That, and when we're creating this kind of avatar for our first step is identifying the people, we do sometimes need to guess. So just start. And then, like, one thing that I did recently with our members in our Social Sales Stars program, when they first came in, we did a one-on-one call where I said, what was it that led you to invest in yourself for this program? And I had so many awesome answers, and I wrote every single one down in a spreadsheet so that I can continue to go use that going forward. So this is an ongoing process. It's not something that you're just going to do once and then be done with it. Okay. So amazing. Cassandra, I see you. All right. So yeah, this could be exactly, Tony, the things that keep them up at night. And one thing that I love about this is that often when people will say what keeps them up at night, if they are selling, like, Tony, I don't know what you're selling right now, but in the past I have bought a course from Tony. So if they're selling a course on like crypto, are they up at night thinking, I wish I knew more about crypto. I wish I knew more about crypto. Maybe, but there's probably a lot of other things that are keeping them up at night that have nothing to do with your offer. And identifying those things is actually going to make it way easier to find them than if you're only focused on what it is that you offer. Okay? So that's super important. Now, we've identified their pain. Then this is a really big one that most people do not think about. But what we want to do, in addition to their pain points, we want to identify. I'm trying to find a prop. Points. So the things that make them laugh. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but it's random. So I thought maybe it would make you laugh. Here's a perfect example. When I buy like swag to bring to events, this has been our top performing piece of swag to have at events that people tell me they keep forever. Do you want to see what it is? It's a little dancing robot. And this little dancing robot makes people laugh. It brings them joy. It has my business page, my business name on it, the Prepared Performer. They set it on their desk and they keep it forever. It's so weird because it's something that they think is funny. And so if we can identify the things that make people smile, that make people laugh, they will be more likely to do two things. One is remember us, and two is buy from us. So you may be thinking, okay, but I'm not a comedian. You don't have to be a comedian. And I'll actually, oh my gosh, do you want me to show you at the end of this video? Do you want me to show you how to find your funny posts? I'm writing it down. I can show you. I actually haven't showed this even to our client. I did it with one client on a call earlier this week, and I can show you how to do that. Even if you're not quote unquote funny. Do you want me to show you? Say yes, and I will at the end. Okay. And like, yes, look, if you have a dancing bot, because we gave you a dancing bot at some point in our history, let me know in the chat that you have it. Okay. All right. And just so you know, the funny thing is something that I've actually struggled with a little bit, because I think when I'm speaking and weird things happen, I'm good at being funny in that way. But when it comes to like forced humor, sometimes it doesn't work. And I will tell you that our top performing post this year was actually a funny meme, but it took like 4 people on my team and my husband to actually be able to come up with the real thing. So know that sometimes the humor stuff is something that we need to like workshop and work on. I have no more water, which is sad. Hold on. Okay, so that's how you're going to identify the people that you're looking for. Okay. And I do find that if you can identify the things that they love, the things that they think are fun and funny and that kind of stuff, you'll actually be able to do the whole rest of the strategy more powerfully than if you just focus on their pain points. All right. Okay. So that's the first P. Remember, we didn't talk too much about the you part of this, knowing who you are and what you're offering. We can help you with that if you need to dive into that. Also, my children's book, Finding My Awesome. This is the same strategy we use for adults. So if you've got nuggets, share some nuggets. I'm going to pick a winner to win our children's book, and you can read it as an adult too. Okay, so that is the first one, which is the people, right? Your perfect client. Okay, then we're going to move into the second one. Now, this one is actually something that I don't talk about all that often. We are usually talking about, like content strategies and ways that you can up your visibility and ways that we can do like super secret sales strategies and things like that. This one, I'm going to put it on this side. This one, it's another P, and it is a two-parter as well. It is. Can you guess what it's going to be? It's super easy, and it's right in front of your face. It is partners. That doesn't focus. Okay, partners. So with the partner idea, there's two different ways that we're going to go with this. The first is human beings. Now, before we move into the human being partners, because there's another one that's not actually human partners, it's probably going to surprise you. I want to show you this example that I had for that first human one. I forgot to show it to you. This is something that my friend Sean posted about just yesterday. I was telling Liz about it actually this morning. Let me go here. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to read this whole post because I thought this was so great and it fit in so well with what we were already going to be talking about. He said, when you're selling a $100,000 watch, what message do you lead with? Quality, function, engineering, materials, status, none of the above. You lead with legacy. It connects with a clandestine fear swirling in the back of I don't even know how to pronounce. Is it Patek? How do you pronounce that watch? I'm obviously not wearing fancy watches. That connects with swirling in the back of their target audience's mind. It fuses their product inextricably. I wonder if Sean used Jasper to write this. Inextricably with legacy, family, mortality, with time itself. So good. With you, the universal idea that something lives on past us, even if it's just a memory. It's the future pacing of nostalgia, a hope of that perhaps someone of the utmost significance will remember us, even if it's just in a fleeting glance of their wrist. Now, what I really loved about this, because as I saw this, I get goosebumps. It's like so good. And as I was looking through the ads, it says here at the bottom, you can see, you never actually own one of these watches, right? You merely look after it for the next generation. That's so good, right? Isn't that so good? And then I love what he said at the end. Okay, I love what he said at the end, and I know how it's spelled. I just don't know if I'm saying it right. If it was like Betsy Johnson, I would know how to pronounce it. If it was like sparkly pants. Okay, so then it says, now this is what I love because it's exactly what we were just talking about. How do you discover those priorities? Not entirely sure that there's a perfected methodology out there, but I'd like to think it finds you when you spend enough time listening to those that you sell to. So this is just a perfect example of how sometimes it takes some real juicy listening. And what we're going to talk about today is where you can go to find those people so that you can continue to really take the time to listen. So good. I will tag Sean later. So good, right? I love it. This is the key. It's so awesome. Okay, so now we're going to move into partners. And with partners, like I said, there are human beings and there are the second piece, which is actually, it fits very well with this. The second piece is brands. And so if we know this as a brand, if we know that our ideal clients are following and using and wishing for these watches, we could use that as a brand. I'm going to use a different example today, but by finding the brands that our ideal client would follow, watch, love, and this could be in a physical product. I usually talk about tools. So I use Samcart as an example often, and I'll show you how we do that. You can use a tool. You could use a music artist. You could use a movie. You could use like Disney, like we do, right? So I love Disney and we take our clients to Disney at our glam events. So at our top level events, we do 2 days of content and implementation. And then on the third day, I take everyone to Disneyland. That's connecting with the values of a brand, right? Now, a brand like Disney may be a little wide to actually go there and find your ideal clients, but I'm going to show you right now how you can actually do this right away online And then you can also use these strategies in person if you want to in the future as well. So let me close this. I'm going to screen share. And what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to go to the people. So if I'm looking at human beings who potentially have a community of people who would be my ideal client. So the way that I'm going to do that first, and I'm actually just going to do this straight on my own personal Facebook profile. So watch, you can do this on any platform. It doesn't have to be Facebook, but that's just what I happen to have here right now. So let's do it. I'm going to go to my personal Facebook profile. Okay, here we are. And I'm going to pull this to the side so I can see what we're doing. I love it so much. Okay. If I go to my personal Facebook profile, there are a couple of places that I can go to find human beings who would be good partners. And then I'm going to show you also how to organize this so you can do it effectively in the future. Remember, the whole point of this is not the information, it's the actual implementation. So do this. Don't just watch me. All right. I'm here on my personal Facebook profile, and I'm actually going to go away from my profile, and I'm going to go to my actual just regular news feed. So in my regular news feed, I'm going to go over to friends right here. And what I have here is I have a bunch of friend requests. I keep hitting the 5,000 mark. So I get sad that I haven't accepted people like Elise, who I love. Elise, I'm going to try and accept you. Oh my gosh, it worked. It worked. Hooray. I've been removing people. Okay. Underneath this, you're going to see over on the left-hand side, you're going to see where it says friends. Now what I've done, oh, whoops, that was not it. Sorry. We'll show you both of these. So where it says friends, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. I cleared out a bunch of people recently. So what it says under friends is it's going to show me my actual friend list, and you'll be able to see underneath your friend's name, underneath every single name. This may seem very basic to some of you. I promise it's going to get ninja real quick. You'll see that underneath some of these people, you have mutual friends. Now, for me, because I'm using Facebook for business, a lot of the people that have mutual friends are actually business-related friends. If, for example, so let's use like Chad. Where did I see Chad? I'm going to use Chad as an example. So Chad, we have 190 mutual friends on Facebook. That is an awesome place that I could go just by clicking on here and then clicking right here where it says mutual. And I'm going to see all the people that I'm already connected to that are also connected to Chad. I forgot to say one really huge important thing before I show you this. So I've got to stop for just a second. We need to get real close. Okay, come in. I need you to do me a favor before we go any further. I need you to write, I promise. Type I promise in the chat. Okay. To use, type to use this for good in the chat. Some of the strategies that I'm going to show you, if you are a creeper, a salesy weirdo, or just a jerk, you can actually take them and go down a very dark path. We do not believe in creepy, salesy weirdo strategies here. We are not cold DM creepers on LinkedIn. We are doing actual things that help human beings. We are not poaching clients from our friends. Okay. So if you notice, I'm not going to Chad's open friend list and then talking to all of his friends. I'm going to the people that I'm already connected to with him. So I'm starting with the people that I already know. The next thing that we're going to do, I'm going to show you where to find new people. I'm not going to go to Chad's friends and be like, hey, come talk to me, right? If you see like a friend that's suggested and it shows that you're mutual friends, I'll accept those and be like, hey, I see that we're both friends with so-and-so, right? That can actually work, but I don't want you to go into a competitor's Facebook group and then poach a bunch of people from their Facebook group. That's not what we're talking about. Okay. Are we good? Okay. We're good. We're good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're amazing. And I love you. All right. So back to our normally scheduled program. Okay, so here we're going to see all of our mutual friends. Now on this, remember my intention, I set my end for this today in this exact little moment right here that I am going to be looking for partners. Remember I showed you my word on my little whiteboard, partners. So I want to see, okay, who are the people on this list that maybe I have other mutual friends with? And because I'm using it for business, I know that they're probably business connections. So like Adam Urbanski and I have 413 mutual friends. Those of you that don't know, Adam was my mentor for many years. He's one of my dear, dear, dear friends. What I'm going to do, watch this. He's probably already set up properly. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hover over his name. I'm going to click on friends. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to click edit friend list. Hopefully you can see that. For right now, all I'm looking for in a partner is just someone who is serving my ideal client. And I already identified my ideal client. So someone who has my ideal client in their community, meaning they may be willing to share my stuff to their community, or they may be willing to come on as a guest. So they're going to have the goal with a partner is that you can like cross promote. I can share their stuff. They can share mine. I know we have sent clients to Adam, and I know Adam has sent clients to us. Even though we are very similar in a lot of the things that we do, we are very different as human beings, right? So I believe in collaboration over competition. So you could create, you could bring them on as a guest on your show. It can be as simple as that. You can send out an email about them. It doesn't have to be complicated. Okay. So here I'm going to go, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have him on a specific friend list called Power Partners. My partner list I call Power Partners, and I keep track of them so that when I know that I need a little boost in finding some people that I could connect with, I've got the list right there. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to set that up in just a second. Having that connection place right there already, just by going to my good friend Chad, who I will also tag in this, I'm seeing, oh yeah, I haven't talked to Alex Kahn in a while. I could send Alex a message and say, hey, what have you been up to? You have any big plans for next year, next month, whatever? Are you coming to Social Media Marketing World? I'm just going to start a regular conversation with him. And then I may say, oh, looking for guests for my show. Oh, we're looking guest posts on my website. Oh, I'd love to send an email out to my list about what you've got going on. I'd love to share one of your posts. It doesn't have to be something that's like, let me email 10,000 people. It can just be like, I'd love to share one of your posts. Do you have anything that needs some social media love? Okay. Easy. Now, if you're like, Molly, I don't have friends on Facebook, I got you. We're going to go other directions as well, right? But this is the first one is I like to start with the people that I'm already connected to. And sometimes when I do that, it's like, oh my gosh, but I have so many people that I'm connected to. It can be a little overwhelming. So I look for the mutual connections. Okay. And right now we're talking about partners. We're going to get deeper in a moment, but we're talking about partners. I mean, can we talk about how weird this is that as I'm literally saying the word partner out loud, I could literally not I'd be more excited to announce my new partner, Molly Mahoney from The Prepared Performer. Okay, perfect example. Jenna and I met yesterday because we are creating our own version of group track, which I'm so excited about. And now all I'm going to do is be like, yes. And guess what? She posted this inside her Facebook group, meaning now we're gaining visibility inside our Facebook group. Jill, who I'm friends with, who is also a member of our content club, is here. Boom, ideal client right away because of partnerships. Okay. If this feels like overwhelming, I want to remind you, all you have to do, oh, can you see what I'm looking at? Yeah, you can. Okay. All you have to do is literally set aside 10 to 20 minutes a day to focus on connecting like this. Okay. In just 2 minutes, I found all these people. Okay. So that's the first one is people. The next one is brands. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Samcart. And because I know that Samcart is a brand that I personally promote, I also know that it's a brand that a lot of my clients are using. I know that I can go into this Facebook group. I'm not in competition with them. If my clients end up using Samcart, obviously that's going to be good. If I help the members of Samcart's community, it's going to be good for Samcart too, because I'll help them to get more sales. So I'm not being a creeper. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to click on members. If this is cool, drop the word cool in the chat. Okay. Are you ready? In this members section, there's a couple of things here. First of all, I'm going to see the admin, and that's cool because I may want to like connect with the people who are in charge. You may be like, I don't know who I would even talk to if I wanted to start connecting with brands. Well, go to their Facebook group and look at the admin section. So this is like, Scott and I are actually friends. I may have forgotten about him. I go in here, I pop him a message. I'm like, hey, have you guys seen Wakanda Forever? Because my son, Charlie, talked his ear off one night about Marvel. So I'm just being a human being first, right? We haven't gotten to the sales piece of this yet. Okay. So it's going to remind me of who I know. I'm not friends with Brian. I probably should be friends with Brian. So I'm going to add him a friend request, add him a friend. That is English. Then I'm going to go right here. I'm going to click message and say, dude, I don't think Brian and I have ever spoken before. So the fact that I'm doing this is actually really funny to me, but I'm just showing you how easy it can be. I'm going to be really honest, doing a training right now and about connecting. And I realized we've not really connected, even though I'm obsessed with Sam Cart and your brother. We should be friends. Okay. So I'm just showing you right now that it can be easy. Okay. It doesn't have to be complicated. So that's like maybe silly, but it actually probably is going to turn into something awesome. Okay. So there you go. That's how easy it can be. Now that is looking at the admins. Then we're going to go back to the regular list of a bajillion members. And again, I'm doing this on Facebook, but you can do this on Instagram. You can do it on TikTok. You can do it on LinkedIn really well. And I'm not sending messages to be like, hey, bye from me. That's coming later. Okay. Then I'm going to see 163 friends. So I have 163 friends inside this Facebook group, which is amazing, right? You may not have that many friends yet. I was trying to be sneaky about pouring my water into this jug, but hopefully it wasn't too loud. Oh my gosh. So like, I can't believe I'm not friends with Layla. I cleared out people so I can add people back in again. My straw is not connected. Holy smokes. Okay, so I can see the people that I'm friends with that are inside this group. And what's really cool is I can also see exploded water. I can also see the people with things in common. So we already talked about what to do with friends. Now I'm going to look at the people that I have things in common with. So if I'm looking for partners here right now, then I'm going to look at who do I have the most mutual friends with? And I may send a message like my good friend Chris sent me a couple years ago. He sent me a message that said, hey, it looks like we're content cousins. Do you have anything that you're trying to get more attention to? I'd love to share it with my community. And I thought the term content cousins was so cute. Now, let me cut forward to this. I ended up writing him. I didn't write him back right away. I was like, I love that term, content cousins. How cute. And then I forgot to reply. Then he replied again and he said, I went and looked at your website and I found this free gift that you have. I would love to share it with my list, no strings attached, if you're open to sharing a blog post of mine. And I went and looked at his blog post and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Now, remember in the beginning, we talked about the fact that these conversations work in conjunction with content. So one of the things that Chris teaches, which is really awesome, and I've since bought things from him where he teaches how to do this, he teaches how to write one really good, juicy blog post that you can use in a situation like this. So if you even have one blog post, one video, you can take that one blog post or video and chop it up into a bunch of little things. So with this, what's really interesting about what happened with Chris, he sent me that message. I didn't reply. He followed up. I finally got back to him and I was like, yeah, sure. So we emailed. He didn't say, how big is your email list? Because it wasn't about that, which I love. Okay. There was no list shame built in here. It was like, just, you're a human being. I'm a human being. Let's support each other. I like how you show up online. Remember, if you're not showing up online, it's going to be harder to do this. Okay. So he's like, we're both humans. Our people would benefit from each other's content. So then, and good question. This question is, do you suggest doing these, creating content before you do these strategies? You can do them all at the same time. So you don't need to like create perfect content first. Just start talking to people and start creating content at the same time. And if you need help with that, I will say, in addition to that link that I gave you earlier, which is molly.live/more sales, put that in the chat. That is a link which will allow you to fill out an application to work with us. We also have a content club. It is like super cheap, affordable, where we hang out once a month and write content together. It's so good. I'm going to put that in the chat too. Okay, it's right there. It's just molly.live/content club. It's so good. And I've seen people say, well, I don't know. I can't make offers yet. I'm going to need to put out content for like a year to build my authority. Bananas. No, do it now. Okay. So keep the nuggets coming. I like it. I like it. All right. So Chris sent me that message. Then we did the email swap. Then I'm like obsessed with all of his emails because now I went through his blog post, opted in, and I have now hired him to do stuff. So I've like had him, I bought a course from him. I paid him to write a blog post for me. He didn't come at it saying, hey, Molly, do you want to buy from me? He said, hey, let's share our content with each other. And then without him ever even pitching me, I ended up buying stuff from him through emails that he sent. So, and I'm super happy about it. Like super happy about it. All right. Okay. Yes. I like it. All right. So oh man, I just clicked unshare. Let me grab that window again. Okay. So we're still on the partner section of this. So partners, oh my gosh, the time has flown by. The other thing that happens with this is I see people like Brett and I met in person at an event and we were like, I know you. We met at Traffic and Conversion. It turned out he had fully pitched me in Messenger. And then I had like reverse pitched him in Messenger. It was really a funny Messenger conversation, but it wasn't until we actually met in real life that we realized how much we loved each other. And I never accepted his friend request. So now I'm going to tell him this too. OMG. I never accepted your friend request. That's it. Now I'm moving on with my life. But he's a great power partner too. So thank you for letting me do this out loud. Okay. The other place you can go for partners is you can go to their actual page. So if you go to the actual page, and you can do this on Instagram, all these different things. Watch here. You can see right here. They have 51,000 followers. 67 of my friends follow them. Broop. There's all the people that I can talk to. Okay. Amazing. And then I can go like, here, I didn't even know that I was friends with Ezra. I could send Ezra a message. Look at this. Jason Swank. Amazing. I'm going to be like, I'm caffeine. I can't spell caffeine. Okay. Jason is someone that I thought would like not be able to handle my energy because he's so chill, but he's like the greatest ever. And then we made this funny gift together. Okay. But if I wasn't doing this, and this is just like a sliver of what we teach in our programs, I'm not going to know who to connect with. Okay. So that is the partner section of this. That partner section can go way deeper and then you can move into actual strategies with that. Okay. We're only on P number 2. Oh my gosh. I gotta go. So here we go. Okay, the next one is, are you ready for it? The next one is, that was partners, humans, and brands. The next one, I'm writing it on the same spot, is, I'm writing it in all caps because it's so important. The suspense. Okay. Oh, the people, it's still there because I didn't have an eraser. Playgrounds. So the next one is playgrounds. Where are you going to go to find the people? You're going to find them where they're playing. So I have 3 different versions of the playgrounds. We're not going to go too deep into it because I kind of just showed this to you already. Just for today, I'm going to go over 3 types of playgrounds. And the 3 types of playgrounds are this. The first is groups, like you just saw with Samcart, right? I also can, like, that's like by looking at the tools, the partners, the brands that they're connected to. The thing that you can do though is you can find like what are the activities into. Kelly Tenney, one of my dear friends who used to be one of our main team members here, she's in this group, which I like to not use foul language on my videos because people may have their kiddos watching. So I'm going to say a word that may not be appropriate for children in just a second. She's in a Facebook group called Bougie Peloton Bitches. Could you hear me? Okay, Bougie Peloton Witches with E. And she knew that she wanted to connect with people who were willing to invest at a higher level. Now she was wanting to connect with people who were business owners. She knew not everyone in that group was going to be a business owner, but she knew that if she was going to go to a regular full business owner group, she may not be connecting with the type of people that she wanted to connect with. Now, I personally don't know if I would really resonate with the bougie Peloton bitches group. I do have a Peloton and I do like bougie microphones. But what you're going to find is the people that actually have your weird blend of awesome, right? You want to find the people who have your weird blend of awesome. And you may not feel like you know what your weird blend of awesome is. So I can help you to discover that, right? If you want help, just type help in the chat. Okay. And if you don't, good question. If you don't have your own offers yet, these will totally work with affiliate offers. And what's super cool is that if you don't have your own offer, you can use all of this just to build a community of like-minded people. The whole thing could be built around joy. The whole thing could be built around Pelotoning. The whole thing could be built around dancing robots for all I care. It could be built around you and the things that you find enjoyable. Right? So you could post something that's like just hair tips or something like that, and then I'll bring in your own affiliate offers into it. So there's lots of different ways you can use it for sure. Okay. All right. And you can do really well with affiliate offers with this. All right. So good. I say the help. Michelle will reach out to those of you that wrote help in the chat. You're going to love this so much. And so I'm going to use Ron as an example. Ron has amazing strategies to help you to literally create your future. Ron, if everything that you're talking about is about, and you don't do this necessarily, I'm just using you as an example. If everything is about creating your future, you're actually going to miss out on the opportunity to connect with people who may not really know that that's possible yet. So if we can look at who that human being is and start getting onto the playgrounds where they're spending time, you'll be able to listen. You'll be able to comment and do things like this. Now, I have some ideas for you also on ways that once you're in these playgrounds, you can get people to raise their hand and say, yep, that's me. I'm an ideal client. So I'm going to give you 2 strategies for that in just a second. In addition to groups, the other thing is, I love you too. Okay. In addition to groups, the other thing is search. And what's super cool is that you can do search on social media platforms. It doesn't have to be only on things like Google or Yahoo. So my Instagram keeps getting logged out. I was going to maybe try and show you this on Instagram, but let's see if I'm logged in. Oh, okay. So you stuck with Facebook for me today, but you can do this on Instagram. You can do it on LinkedIn. You can do it all over the place. TikTok, all over. Okay. So I'm going to search on here for some of those things that I identified earlier as what my ideal client loves. So if I know my ideal client is an entrepreneur because I listed out their professional attributes, entrepreneur. Now look at what happens. I can go to Entrepreneur Magazine. I can look at posts, people, photos, videos, marketplace, pages, places, groups. Let's go to places and see what happens. That's kind of random. Maybe there's not going to be anything here. Look, all these things show up as places. And what I was hoping would happen is that the eWomen network would show up. So if I do not know how to connect with people, I don't know where my ideal client is, I'm going to search for something that describes them. I'm going to go here and search and click on eWomen network. Now, guess what? This is my personal networking group that I have made so many connections in. I have so many power partners, and I have loads of clients that I've met through the eWomen network. So now that I'm here, I can engage, I can comment, I can like, I can love, I can share, I can reach out, I can send messages. And we have all kinds of templates on ways that you can in a very streamlined way, build relationships. But today you told me you just wanted to find your people. So watch, I just did a search on this playground. I'm going to go to followers and I'm going to see, did they block it? They may have blocked it. Oh, this is who they're following, which is interesting because then I can start to see other people that this page is connected with. I can also go to mutual following and see who am I following that they're following. And then I can go to likes and I can see who actually likes their page. Is this so easy? Please type so easy in the chat because this is so easy. Now, I'm not 100% sure that they check all of the boxes of my ideal client, but it's pretty close, right? And then let's say that you're like a dog trainer, okay? And you're like, I want to serve people who are interested in dog sports. Okay, dog sports. Dog sport equipment sale and swap. Dog sport discussion group. Pages. DePaw Dog Sports. Trevor Smith, a human being. Look at that. One of our clients who I know, he is into dog sports, right? All of these things come up here where I can go find people to connect with. Look at this one. Oh my gosh. This is from April, so it's a long time ago, but this is in our local Anaheim Hills Buzz, which is our local community. Watch this. This post has 86 people commenting on it about dogs. Now, this brings me to another point, which is you can go into groups like this and ask very simple questions and get people to comment and identify them as an ideal client. So, in the past, I've gone into groups and I've said things like, hey, but you want to make sure we're using this for good, right? You're not being a creeper. I've gone into groups and I've said, hey, I'm looking to connect with this type of person as I build out my referral list. And then I have a really great list of people I can refer people to, and also people I can connect with who may potentially be an ideal client. Or sometimes I'll ask people if they know the solution to a problem that my ideal client experiences. So I may come in here, I'm not actually going to do this, but I may come in here and I may say, I'm looking for meal prep services in the area. I'll do it. This may open up a huge can of worms and I may get lots of spam, but whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to do that. I'm not being a creeper. I may find people who offer meal prep services. Guess what? That may solve a problem for me. It may solve a problem for my ideal clients who are busy entrepreneurs. And it may actually help me to connect with people who are running meal prep businesses where I can help them to build their business. Okay. I mean, like, amazing. So easy, right? Okay, drop your best nugget so far because I'm going to pick a nugget winner in a second. The other thing that I had as an example on here is like forums. Like you can go to Reddit or places like that, and you can search all sorts of questions and find real human beings that you can talk to. Okay, that is the playgrounds. And then remember, you want to go there and actually play, right? Okay, let's look at the next one. We got two more. I got my pen. Okay. The next thing, we haven't talked about this one, but I kind of mentioned it already. The next thing is, I wrote it totally wrong. My dyslexia like really took over there and I turned the R into an L, which was not right. Okay, we're going to focus on the problems. So in this one, you really do want to look for people who are looking for the solution that you provide. So I saw the question. I don't know if that's Marie. I don't know who this is, but tell me who you are. Okay. Help. Is there a better target other than coaches who want help to plan a podcast? This is the solution, but it's not the problem. So what we want to do is we want to look for people, or we want to get people to raise their hand who are looking for more clients or who are looking for more visibility. What's the actual problem that they're looking for and the solution that they're looking for? They may not realize a podcast is a solution to their problem. So if I know that, Marie, can you believe how I guessed that was you? That's so cool. If I know that, like if I have a list of problems that our ideal clients are experiencing, they could range from everything from wanting to make more sales to wanting more time to wanting to lose weight to wanting to gain weight, I don't know, to wanting to drink more water. So this is actually the one that I use as the biggest example that's so easy to do. And if we look at the little humor thing that I was talking about earlier, there's a great example actually that I was so mad I didn't think of first. When you have a problem, I wasn't really mad, but I'm going to show you this post that I thought was such a good example. One of our friends and previous clients, Crystal Tosh, posted this post recently. I will tag her also in this. All these friends that were shouting out today. She did a post that was like, my here. Oh my gosh, this is such a good example. Okay, when you have a problem or when you have it makes you go like, oh, why do I keep doing this? And you post about it and people resonate with it, it's a great way to identify good clients. I don't know if I even liked this or commented on it, but I think I commented on it. So she said, my toxic trait is thinking a new water bottle will fix my hydration issue. Like the 451 I already aren't the right one. Now, let me tell you, have you done this before? I have done this before. This is what Rachel Peterson calls a common denominator. Now, this may not seem like a post that's going to get ideal clients to raise their hand, but if we look at who they are as an actual human, and this is a human, we call it a non-problem based solution, a human problem that they're experiencing that doesn't really have anything to do with what you actually provide for them. You get them to actually feel that you've understood them, right? So this happens to be one of the 451 water bottles I've purchased. And here we go. Okay. So I thought that was such a great example. Other things that you do that you know people will be like maybe a little embarrassed about, maybe feel a little shame around. That's like real good. Okay. So that is the playgrounds and then the problems. We talked about the problems, right? You can do this problem type thing all over the place. You can create content about the problems. You can write posts about the problems, like little posts like that. You can also admit that you have a problem. You can also search for people looking for a solution to the problem. So again, if I go like into the Samcart group and which I love Samcart so much. If you're not using Samcart, go to molly.live/Samcart. I can go here and I can search what is the problem that I solve. I help people with video is one of the things. I've already done this before. I come in here, I'm going to see people asking questions about video. And I can go answer these questions. When someone likes my post, can I invite them to my page? How do I do it with reels? When someone likes my reel, I would like to invite them to my page. Can this be done? Now there's 7 comments here and I really could. Oh my gosh, this is not true. This is not true. You can see them. People are giving him bad information. This is like totally true. You can. And I know, Keith, if you're here today, we've talked about this before. It is possible. So look at that. You may not be able to actually invite them, but you can see them, just to be very clear. So right away, I'm solving problems and I'm providing value, right? You don't want to say something that's like, oh, I'll send you a DM, because then that to the group owner, it looks like you're trying to pull people out of the group and pitch them in direct message, which again would be a salesy weirdo creeper thing to do. Don't do that. I'm going to come back and I'm going to provide value to the whole entire group. Okay. So that's the problems. Then, Ron, you're going to love my final tip. Okay. This is the final one. So last year, this is a really cool story. Last year in November, I was speaking at an event in Vegas and I was like, you know what? We have a couple months left. I'm going to bring in an extra $500,000 by the end of the year. Sorry. I just coughed. And I coughed directly into the microphone. I'm so sorry. Okay. I don't know. Okay. So I was like, this is our final P. Let me know if you know what the final P is in the chat. So I was like, I want to bring in an extra $500,000 by the end of the year. Now, here's the thing about this. And I tell this story a lot because it's very, very important. So here's the thing. I had no clue how I was actually going to do this, but I said it out loud. I said, I'm going to bring in an extra $500,000. And I said it out loud to at least 10 people before I had any sort of plan. I claimed the possibility. So the final P is possibility. I claimed the possibility out loud. So I said, I'm going to bring in an extra $500,000. I met up with my friend Emily Hirsch, and she was like, how's it going? We went on, I love when I'm traveling, I love to walk to see the sunset. So in Vegas, we had to walk really far to get away from all the buildings and the power lines. And we went, not sunset, the sunrise. I'm sorry. So it was like 6 a.m. She and I are walking together. And I was like, what's happening for you next year? She told me kind of her plans. And then she said, what's happening for you? And I said, well, we're going to do an extra 500K by the end of the year. And she said, that's cool. How are you going to do it? And I said, I don't know. Well, it's going to happen. So I just kept saying it. And eventually what ends up happening is you start brainstorming ideas. You start opening up the possibility for it to happen. So that is where I bring in my banana phone, because this little tool, which seems very silly, when you speak your future gratitudes into the universe, into the banana phone, they start to happen, because you start to actually shift energetically and accept the fact that they're real. And so when you're looking for your ideal clients, if you're showing up and you're saying every day, I have no one to talk to, guess what? You will have no one to talk to. If you do a video, and I see this happen all the time, people do videos and they're like, no one commented on my video. And I'm like, great, can you pull it up for me? And they do. And there's like 9 flipping comments. And so I'm like, there's actually 9 comments on this video. So first of all, you've now proven to me that you're a liar, pants on fire. And then they're like, well, but it's all my family. I'm like, okay. So we pull up the comments and maybe 5 of those people are family members. But then what happens almost every single time is people are like, oh, I actually don't know that person. Oh, that person actually was a client before. They may be interested in working together again. If you want ideal clients to make offers to, you have to start believing that they are there. Like now, I have like a huge checklist of things that you can do as a part of these daily tasks, where we call them your star tasks. You show up every day for 20 minutes. I did mine this morning. I did 20 minutes on the Peloton this morning. By the time I was done on the Peloton, I had created 2 reels and completed my star tasks for the day. So I was like going to get dressed and get ready. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's not even 7 a.m. And I have already put in my actual effort to growing my business. And it wasn't even 7 a.m. And I did it all while riding on the Peloton. So when you have a clear system for this, it can be so easy. I'm going to do a little review. Okay. Because I know when you're first learning it, it's like, it feels maybe silly. It feels maybe overwhelming. It really can be simple. And I would really, really love to help you to make it even simpler, because the more that you can systematize it and also still bring your heart into the situation, the more you can actually support people at scale. So the first thing was, I've got it on here. The first thing was, and then remember after this, I got to go because I have to teach the high school. But after this, I'm going to show you how to find memes, create funny posts. Okay. The first thing was the people, you and your perfect client. Okay. And if you want the checklist that we have, I know, Christy, you filled out an application, so I'm sure we've messaged you somewhere. We have these checklists in our programs. So we don't put them out there just everywhere on the internet, because then people would use them for not good. I'm sure of it. So if you want access to them, go to that link, molly.live/more sales, or type help and Michelle will reach out to you, or Tim or Nancy, or we've got lots of team members who are here. Okay. So people, you and your perfect client. Then the other P's were partners, finding partners, both in terms of human beings and brands. The next one was playgrounds, knowing where your ideal clients are, showing up, providing value, answering questions, asking questions, cheering people on, get in play. The next one with my weird R was problems, finding ways that we can really identify where those problems are showing up for people online. And then the final one on this list was your possibilities. And so if you really speak into the universe, what you want to happen, and I use the banana phone as a silly thing, but Ron will explain to you, that's actually science. I use the banana phone for science. It makes it real. And so the more that we can lean into the possibility and the belief that this has already happened in the future, we just haven't gotten there yet, the more goodness will come our way. Okay. Now, if you want to be funny online, I'm going to show you an idea. Okay. I did this. I want to show this to you on Instagram. So I am going to log into Instagram really quick. I just need my phone. Okay. Also, let's pick a nugget winner. So right now, share your best nugget. I'm going to go just a little bit over today, and then I'm going to head to the school in just a little bit. I got to log into Instagram with my code because it always logs me out. And I created a spreadsheet for this yesterday. Because you're still here, I'm going to see if I can show you the spreadsheet because you can just copy it. If you're in our programs, I'll give you the actual spreadsheet. If you're not, I'm going to show it to you, and it's really easy to make yourself. Okay. Okay, ready. Okay, it's here. I got it. So what you're going to do is you're going to use a principle called stealing like an artist. So I was talking to my good friend Kim Garst, and she was like, our best way of getting super viral posts is actually that we find posts that have already gone viral. We put our own spin on it. We tweak it and make it our own. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you this. You're going to love it. So this is how you're going to create funny posts. It's really good. Okay. So I'm going to go to Instagram, and then I'm going to use a very systematic approach to this. Okay. I'm going to go to Instagram, and because I know my ideal client, I'm going to screen share. Because I know my ideal client, I'm going to be able to search for things that they would be following, hashtags they would be following. So I recently did this with a friend and a client who was, why does it keep doing this? It keeps logging me out. Okay, I'm not going to show it to you on Instagram. I'm just going to show you the system. So let's see if I can pull this up. So you're going to go follow a hashtag that an ideal client of yours would maybe be interested in. I can't believe this isn't working. This is so dumb. I'm going to try it on Facebook. Has this been happening to anybody else? I get logged out like 5 times a day. Okay, so we're going to go to, let's search like dog memes. And I'm going to use a hashtag here because it gives me a news feed of dog memes. Okay. So, some of these are not going to be funny, but we're going to go for one that you feel like makes you kind of laugh. Okay, this is perfect. When you see your human, grab the keys, but not the leash. Now, you could share this. It doesn't have a credit on it. You could tag the person and say who you got it from, or you could actually make your own. And so what I've been doing since this week, when I showed Erica how to do this on one of our calls, I created this where you put the link here, then the concept. And so the concept of that would be like photo of dog looking mad or suspicious. I can't spell. Because you are leaving without them. The original meme text is going to be, you're literally going to write down, and this is something a VA could do for you very easily. When you see your human, grab the keys, but not the leash, right? So you're just going to write this down. When you see your human, grab the keys, but not the leash. Right? Okay. Original caption was like nothing. I think it just was like dog memes funny, whatever, right? New meme text. So you can come up with something that's similar. When you see your human, grab their purse, but not the leash. And you could have like a poodle or something and make it more in your brand, right? New caption, is it approved? So I added this approved so that you could have your team do it. In our GLAM program, we also have support for your team members. And so this way we love to build out templates they can use with their team. Then Google image, I mean like new Google link or image because it's stored somewhere on in your Google files. And then was it posted on the date or yes or no? We could do date posted. Such an easy, awesome idea for finding funny posts, even if you think you're not funny, because you probably are. Okay, amazing. Oh my gosh, right? So awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, Saul, it's such a good one, right? And it's like beautiful to read. Good to see you. All right, I'm gonna pick a nugget winner. Here's how we're going to do it. And then I'm going to run out the door. I'm going to put some pants on. So I'm not going to go to school in shorts. I'm teaching social media marketing at high school. All right. Ready? Drop your best nuggets, because here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull up my microphone. Ready? And I'm going to sing my favorite song. Here we go. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. We're going to stop right there. Here it is. Oh, golly jeepers. There's no name. Who are you? Nugget, if someone likes my post or reel, invite them to my page. Who are you? Tell me who you are. You're either in our group or on my personal profile. I'm going to pick one more. And the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. We got to find one more. That's not a nugget. Eileen. Nugget, searching groups, playgrounds, and play. Hooray. Amazing. I love it, love it, love it. And I see a question that came through here that I had missed. Do you use group track to keep track of all these conversations? The answer is yes. And you can go here, molly.live/awesome, to get more about group track. You can also just do it the way that I did with spreadsheets or whatever. There's all kinds of ways you can do that. All right. This is so fun. We kind of took a break from our live videos. I'm so glad to be back with you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Remember, if you want reminders when we go live, drop the word, all one word, remind me below this post. If you found this valuable, we would so appreciate it if you sprinkle it amongst your community. We will have show notes coming out probably in the next week or so. And on Instagram, The Prepared Performer, you'll see lots of little snippets and stuff like that from this too. So keep showing up. And if you'd like more support, you can drop the word help in the chat, and Michelle, Tim, Nancy, Kendra, somebody will be getting back to you. You can also go to molly.live/more sales. And that is where you can fill out an application to see if we can support you in one of our programs where we have all of our templates. Everything is super streamlined. If you are in one of our programs, and you want to drop how you feel about it in the chat, I wouldn't mind. Yesterday, one of our members hit her first 10K month in our Social Sales Stars program. It was so awesome. On Tuesday in Glam, one of our members just did a random little 17K sale in Messenger. So many cool things happening. So I just love it. They're weird, wonderful people showing up and making a difference in the world, just like you. So let's make that impact even louder. All right. Love, love, love. I'm so glad that you're there, Elizabeth. It's so good. Oh man, I love it. And yeah, okay. Every day I'm like, am I a total crazy person for doing this? Yes. And it's my way of like guiding our future. So I'm out the door. All right. Thank you so much. I love these nuggets. I love being here with you. I got to go.